It was the fall of 2019. After experiencing my first online mob, I was happy to end the year on a good note. My sponsor flew me out on an all-expense-paid trip to San Diego. I made a guest appearance on the Jackbox stage, made some new connections, and ended up taking home the PJ Salton Trophy. Things were looking up. I announced to my supporters that I'd be taking a break from Twitch to rebrand and work on some projects before making my comeback as a Twitch.tv innovator. I was so excited for the new year. Flash forward to 2021, and the entire globe is in complete chaos. Last fall, I voted for Trump for the first time, whereas a year ago, I would have completely rejected the idea of voting for a racist. During my experience with cancel culture, I remember someone photoshopped a MAGA hat on my head and getting so upset that someone would label me, a Trump supporter, just because of how I think. How did we get here? How did I get to a place where I intentionally voted against human rights, knowing that I'd lose friends, support, and social status? To answer this question, we need to go back a little further. It's the start of 2020. The virus makes its appearance and we're told to quarantine so we can flatten the curve. Social distancing, food shortage, economies tanking. Despite our efforts to slow the spread, hospitals become overwhelmed. Not enough ventilators, PPE shortages. The human brain isn't built to withstand self-isolation, let alone deal with stress of watching thousands of Americans die from a virus. Stay at home, they tell you. And what do most people do when they're bored at home, isolated from their friends and their family? I'll tell you. They turn to social media as a way to stay connected. May 25th, 2020. The George Floyd video starts making its rounds around the internet. It's on our timeline, and it's in our news. Police brutality against African Americans needs to be stopped. They get their signs and they raise their fists as they march chanting, "Black Lives Matter." Thousands fill the streets in solidarity beyond what sights can see. Meanwhile, bodies continue to stack because of the virus. "We can't save your grandma, but you're not allowed to say goodbye," they continue. But what about the protesters? If the virus is so bad, why are they encouraged to keep marching? Because racism is a public health crisis. None of this would have happened to Floyd if the system wasn't racist. But it's not enough to not be racist. You need to be anti-racist. And so the people kneel, apologize, and throw their fists up in solidarity. The white allies are here to repent. The marches continue, along with the looting, the riots, and the Great Divide. Your media and politicians encourage it. But don't worry if you're arrested. They'll bail you out anyway. Over $1 billion in damage and countless deaths relating to the riots. David Dorn, Javar Harrell, James Scurlock, Italia Kelly, Sequoia Turner, I could go on. But don't worry about them though. Focus on the mission. But what is the mission again? Never mind that. Breonna Taylor was just killed too, and doesn't she deserve justice just like Floyd? And don't forget about Rayshard Brooks, Jacob Blake, and Deon Kay. But wait, didn't Deon Kay point a gun? Never mind that, just keep marching. The Proud Boys are here to help. No, those are white supremacists and they must be stopped along with their leader, the racist, the fascist, the alt-right sympathizer, Donald J. Trump. But why is Trump gaining more support? Don't they know he's a fascist? And how can black people support him? Are they being paid? Don't they care about racial injustice? The narrative gets harder to maintain. So I think it's time for a new one. In comes ACB. They're going to reverse gay marriage and abortions will be illegal, they panic. ACB must never be confirmed. And since Trump put her in, a vote for Trump is a vote against human rights. Trump supporters are the enemy, goes the general consensus. But wait, Trump is getting more LGBT support. And why are women voting for a misogynist? Vote like your life depends on it. Our democracy is at stake, they say. But America is a democratic republic, the Trump supporters reply. They're storming the Capitol because they're sore losers. We're protesting because it isn't fair. These terrorists must be held accountable. Ban them, delete them, keep them quiet. Do everything in your power to silence all 75 million white supremacists, fascists, or whatever the hell you want to call them. Just keep them quiet. But only a few dozen people stormed the Capitol. Why would you silence all Trump supporters? Don't ask questions. But why were Democratic leaders outraged about the Capitol, but not about the 6 months worth of riots and deaths relating to BLM? Don't ask questions. But why are American journalists being added to the no-fly list? Don't ask questions. Why is big tech trying to silence conservatives, Trump voters, or those who question the integrity of the election? Don't ask questions. But if Biden's been confirmed as our president, why are they still trying to rush through another impeachment? Because Trump incited an armed insurrection against America. Now sit down, shut up, and stop asking questions. Wake up.
In 1943, the following directive was issued from party headquarters to all communists in the United States. It read, "When certain obstructionists become too irritating, label them after suitable buildups as fascist or Nazi or anti-Semitic, and use the prestige of anti-fascist and tolerance organizations to discredit them. In the public mind, constantly associate those who oppose us with those names which already have a bad smell. The association will, after enough repetition, become fact in the public mind."